calling our CRA meeting to order at 5 p.m. This time we'll open the floor for public commentary. No public commentary. Moving on to the consent agenda. Approval of the meeting minutes from May 28, 2024. Approval of CRA residential paint program application for 1609 Kentucky Avenue, and appointment of David Swisser to the CRA advisory board for 2 years. All right, is there a motion for this?
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
All right, motion by Commissioner Perno, second by Commissioner Peebles. City Manager, if you call the vote.
Commissioner Perno,
Yes.
Commissioner Peebles,
Yes.
Commissioner Vandegrift,
Yes.
Commissioner Warwick,
Yes.
Mayor Nelson.
Yes, motion passed. All right, new business.
Good evening. This agenda item is in regards to the proposed tentative CRA budget for the upcoming fiscal year. I prepared a budget based on the project list or the project recommendations from the CRA Advisory Board. All these projects are based actually on the CRA plan, so we've been using this document as a foundation to come up with these project ideas. The proposed revenues total $1,114,914. Proposed expenditures $1,274,187. We're proposing a transfer from reserve to cover the additional expenditures in the amount of $159,272. So the overall proposed impact or fiscal impact is $1,274,187. At this point, I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Yes, looking on the back page here. Under housing, so I see we have the residential incentive program for $50,000, residential paint program at $8,000. And then if you could explain the BBIA scholarship house construction.
Yes, so this is a project idea. The BBIA is the Builders Association of Bay County. They do have they construct a scholarship home once a year in order to raise funds for scholarships that are related to the construction field, mainly for Haney Technical College, and some of them also go to Gulf Coast College. So my idea was to use the $70,000 to purchase a lot here within the CRA, a vacant residential lot where the BBIA could build their future scholarship home on. Now, the idea is to sell this vacant lot to BBIA at a discounted rate. So I'm not proposing to give BBIA $70,000. I just need that money to purchase the lot. This is just an estimate, and this lot would be sold to BBIA at a discounted rate, maybe at $50,000. So our contribution would be, it's up to you at the end of the day, but I would be suggesting some $20,000.
Okay. Okay, so they'll be actually buying the lot from us at a discounted price.
Yes, that's correct. So why am I doing this, or why am I suggesting this? Number one, we're encouraging infill housing. We're adding another new home to the CRA. We're adding taxable value. We are encouraging. We're adding another water account to our water system and to our utility system. And we're also promoting scholarships or supporting scholarships in the construction industry here for our area. So I can see there are a lot of benefits that would come out of this.
Got it. And have we considered doing anything like this with Habitat for Humanity?
We had some conversations with Habitat for Humanity, but we haven't done any specific negotiations with them.
Okay.
That would be certainly another avenue that we could look into, absolutely.
I was just wondering if you could elaborate a bit on what is in the plans for the Florida Avenue improvements, the 200,000 in the budget for that.
So, okay, great question. We all know that we received a $4.3 million grant from the Department of Commerce to make some improvements on Florida Avenue and Ohio Avenue. However, this grant is very specific when it comes to what we can use the money for. The $200,000 is a placeholder for items that will not be covered under this grant. Do I know them today? No, but I know from experience when you apply for some grant and you go through the project process, you will always run into unforeseen expenses, and that's the amount that I'm proposing to keep as a placeholder. That doesn't mean that I'm going to be spending all of this money, but it will allow us to continue on, to move on with this project and not put everything on hold just because we don't have any funds in the current CRA budget for this.
And I guess, Commissioner Perno, you have something?
I just want an explanation about the purchasing and installing the 60 decorative signposts. Now, are those street lights?
They're not streetlights, they're actually signposts. I've seen them in other communities and other CRAs where they made some improvements to the downtown area. So in other words, the stop signs and the street signs that you see at each intersection, those were upgraded to with some decorative signposts, and they really make a difference in terms of the aesthetics of the street corridor. So my suggestion is to propose or to change out the signposts here in our downtown area to make our streets a little bit more appealing.
You did the information signs before, remember? Those informational signs?
Wayfinding signs, yes, sir,
Yeah,
that's correct.
like the historic signs or whatever. Are these similar to that, or?
Yes. So we would be following the same design standards, so everything goes hand in hand. For example, the light fixtures that we purchased here for Sheffield Park, these decorative lights, the design, all of this is going to be will complement each other.
You'll be able to hang banners and stuff like the ones that we have in the park and
Yes.
City Hall.
Commissioner Ward, Commissioner Vandegrift, you have any questions?
I have one more thing, sorry.
Sure.
What's in the plans for the memorial park, or is that another placeholder thing?
Another placeholder. Right now we're working with Tulo Planning on a conceptual plan to update the park. We're trying to be very careful with this because you can end up spending a lot of money on this, but there's really not a lot of room to make some major improvements. Parking is very much limited. So we're trying to be very mindful of this. So once the conceptual plan is in place for the upcoming fiscal year, that's the $80,000 I think that I put into the budget, is to actually put the improvements into, or to actually do the construction.
Thank you.
I guess just One final question from me regarding, like the Florida Avenue improvement. Since you mentioned the downtown area, what have we, I guess, carved out to be the downtown area?
So we had to identify this as part of the grant application process. And for the downtown area on Florida Avenue, the corridor starts at 7th Street and it goes up to 10th Street. And on Ohio Avenue, it starts at 7th Street and it goes up to 12th Street. So it's a little bit, the corridor is a little bit longer on Ohio Avenue. We had to specify the items that we want to improve on either road, on both roads. So this grant is very specific.
Got it. So downtown Lynn Haven, as we've designated it through the CRA, is going to be Ohio Avenue, Florida Avenue, basically 7th to 12th Street, Ohio, 7th to 10th Street for Florida.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve the CRA budget for the fiscal year 24-25?
I'll motion to approve.
Second.
All right. Any comments from the public? All right. City Manager, if you call the vote.
Commissioner Peebles,
Yes.
Commissioner Vandegrift,
Yes.
Commissioner Warwick,
Yes.
Commissioner Parno,
Yes.
Mayor Nelson.
Yes. Motion passed. Meeting adjourned. Next meeting, 5:30 p.m.